Happy Monday. Happy beginning of the week. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So once you hop on tonight's live or you hop on the replay at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and tell me where you are watching from. Real quick, I want to let you know that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed, that person may be on a different platform than you. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, there is a permission link in the description of the video. Clicking that link just allows StreamYard, my streaming online platform, the ability to pin your profile name and pic to your comment. You can choose not to click the link. Just know that if you don't give StreamYard permission, then your comment will show up as Facebook user in my comments. I'll still interact. I'll still say hi. I'll still answer any questions and may not know who I'm interacting with, though. And as always, my apologies. I'm messing with my camera setup a little bit. I think my front-facing camera is flickering, but I'll switch over here in a little bit so you don't have to endure that for the whole video. As always, if you like the project and you think others should see it, or if you just want to help out my channel, please feel free to spread the craft love around Facebook and YouTube. That just means hit that share button, and that allows other people to see it. As always, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, the heart button, like, follow, subscribe. Kind of depends on whatever platform you are on. And as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. With that, I'm going to look over here at my comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. That just means he's in the other room. And with that, let's go ahead and flip the camera so that you don't have to watch it flickering all video. Okay, doke. So, tonight we are going to upcycle both of these journals. I got both of them at Walmart. They are the Pen+Gear brand. So this one is a 5x5 graph composition book, and it has kind of that polyplastic cover. So we're gonna upcycle these 2 different ways. So on this one, I'm going to use a piece of our chalk suede paper, and I'm going to cover the front side. And on this notebook, I'm going to use a piece of black cotton fabric, and we will adhere it to the front side. So I also have, let me pull my notebooks back out. So I thought this one would be cute for my new church notebook. So of course I thought the Amen would be completely appropriate for that. So it'll fit perfect. I also pulled out this one. However, it is out of stock right now, but it would be super cute if you wanted to make this like a goals journal or kind of a business journal. You could even do it kind of as a home journal if you wanted to. So that's a couple that I pulled out for that one. For the composition book, I didn't really find a whole lot of current transfers that would work. And I'm sorry, I don't know why it's so blurry from down there. I wonder if I need to drop my, we'll figure it out. I couldn't find a whole lot of current transfers. This one is in the For Designers Only section. That's why I picked it out. So it's the light bulb, which I think would be cute. I also haven't ever used this Mr. Rogers quote, which I think that would be perfect. Or I could even do these flowers, which I think this might have been a Club Couture transfer from a little while ago. I think I want to do the Mr. Rogers one, and I'm sorry it's not available, but I thought it would be super cute on these on this composition book. So let's go ahead and get started. And then I also have per the title of this video, we're also going to make a bead tassel. I do have the light. Jason's asking if I have the light bulb on a shirt. I do. It made a super cute shirt. So I also have these beads and these beads that I all got from Hobby Lobby. So we're going to make a bead tassel with those later. And then you can see I have a whole bunch of colorful yarn here as well. And I wonder if I drop, I don't know why it's so blurry. If I put it up here, it's great. Oh well, we'll have to work with it. So I'm just going to peel the sticker off. I may have to switch my cameras around. And so again, this is a piece of our chalk suede paper. I'm just going to stick it in here. And I'm going to get a pencil. And over here, oh, it is super blurry. I'm just going to make a couple marks. As I should have. I think I'll make a mark there. Okay, so I just made a couple of pencil marks. You can't even see them. There's one. I don't know if it's because I have a shadow. I don't know. We'll worry about it another day. So I pulled out my paper trimmer. So I'm just going to cut down those, roughly down those pencil marks. Save that piece for a rainy day. I wish they would come out with craft colored chalk suede paper, but we'll have to do with white. Okay, so I'm just going to dry fit it. I'm going to put it right up against the gray portion of this notebook. So I have some of this double-sided extra strength tape. It's very similar to what crafters call the red tape or red line tape. It's kind of a Hobby Lobby's version of red line tape. It's supposed to be super strong, and it's double-sided. So I cut my paper a little longer on all three edges. So I'm literally just going to add my tape to my cover. And I'm just going to butt it up against that line. I'm going to cut it. This part's going to take a little longer, but same way with this. I'm going to get it as close to the edge as I can. Hey, Miss Kim. She says, glad to see that I'm live. Thanks. I don't know, I just haven't been feeling it lately. Kind of feeling a little discouraged. But I was antsy to craft, and so I've been wanting to get these notebooks made. So 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm glad to see you here. And you were live last week. Kim says she gets it. She has a lot of those days. I think I'm gonna, I think I need to restructure. I was trying to go live 2 or 3 times a week, and with a full-time job, it's just become too much. So I'm kind of looking at maybe once a week, and then trying to maybe make some reels or some pre-recorded stuff. Nothing fancy, but so I'm just burnishing down my adhesive. So kind of help release that backing paper, the red portion of the double-sided tape. So it will release easier. We have to do some maintenance on the house this week, and we weren't for sure what days those were, so I knew later on in the week my schedule might be a little up in the air, so get at least one live delivered to you so I could hang out with you all this week. It's sticking to me. Okay, that is definitely extra sticky. Okay. So we have our piece of chalk suede paper that I cut from a 12 by 12 piece. And so if you haven't felt the chalk suede, it's kind of it feels between, I know it's not 65-pound cardstock, and I don't know if it's 110, but it's pretty thick, but it has kind of a waxy film to it. It works great with the paste. And it is somewhat forgiving if you make a boo-boo. Okay, so I'm just rubbing it on there. So you can see it's hanging over the edges now. So I just want to go back in and trim up those edges. So I'm going to flip my book over. It makes it super thick. And I'm just going to cut along the edge of the book. I'm going to round that corner. Pull that out. Hey, Miss Margie, how are you? And so then we will cut this edge off. So I'm just taking, I have a Pen+Gear or a Walmart poly cover composition book. And I just covered it with a piece of the chalk suede. And if you think your edges look a little weird, you could take some sandpaper or even a nail file, might be a little less wielding, and sand it down. And it'll get some of those weird edges removed. If you don't have chalk suede paper, you could use scrap of paper. You could get some printed tissue paper. Margie says she's doing well. So I think we'll go ahead and chalk this one, and then we'll move on to the next one. So with chalk suede, you do want to wax. It definitely helps. You can use the surface wax if you would like. I prefer the Min wax. It just stays. It's just easier to use in my opinion. But if you like the Couture surface wax, please use it. So I'm just going to put a little layer of wax down. It'll just help my transfer from sticking so much to the chalk suede. And you definitely still want to fuzz your transfer. If you don't wax and or fuzz really well, your transfer is going to stick so much that it literally is going to curl up on you. Let's leave that out because I might need it. Okay, so let's bring in our, I think we'll do the Mr. Rogers just because I've wanted to use it. My apologies, it's retired. But we have so many that you could use. Go back through, if you've been a designer or a customer for a while, go back through your transfers and just kind of see which ones might fit. So this one says, let's make the most of this beautiful day. And it's a quote from Mr. Rogers. So I thought it would be appropriate for this notebook, especially if you wanted to write business goals or use it as a planner or a to-do list. You could even use it as a journal. You could use it as kind of a memory keeping album. You could add cute little dividers with scrapbook paper. I'm more worried about these thick edges because that's where it's going to stick. Okay. Put that over there. Bring in our notebook. This one's an older one, so it's a little harder to see through. So I'm just going to hold it up to the light. It looks pretty good. I'm just going to tilt it just a skosh. That looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to burnish it. And now we get to figure out what colors we want to use. So I definitely want to use one of the newer colors. So this one is Squeeze. It's one of the new On Vogue colors that was released last week. Let's compare it to Orange Peel. So Orange Peel is a little lighter. This one's a lot darker. But it's a really pretty kind of a citrusy, summery orange. I definitely think I'd like to use it somewhere. Although, oh, there's orange in that one. And then this one is the other In Vogue color. It's called Fresh. And it's kind of a shimmer sky blue. But I don't want to use it on this project. But we'll definitely use Squeeze. But there is Fresh. You can see a little bit of that shimmer. I'm going to put that over there so that I remember I need to use it. So we'll do Squeeze. And there's what it looks like. It's just a fun, bright, summery color. And I think we'll use, I think this one's Bumblebee. I've even taken the things off. Let's use Guava on the other one, or Couture Coral. This one is Couture Teal. I had to get a new one of these because my other one dried up. Okay, and then I think we'll add, I got out black. I use, what's it, 1, 2. So I think because these words are script, they will be the color words. Kim's asking if all the chalks are permanent now. No, the chalks are still water soluble, but you can make them permanent with a like a clear acrylic sealer, just like you would on your door hangers. The only ones that are permanent are the inks. Those are heat set permanent. But yeah, you can make the chalks permanent by adding in a clear acrylic sealer. I think we'll use Storm. So we'll do the script in the colors, and then the kind of the block text, like make the of this, and then Mr. Rogers we'll either do in black or Storm. I'm going to get this Storm out. This one's one of my DIY colors, or DIY pastes. Okay, so let's get some squeegees. Enough chitting, let's chalk. I don't have any big ones. I guess I can use these. Okay, let's get, they're pretty much in rainbow order now. I'm just going to scrape the rest of that off so I can throw that away. This one, that's pretty dry, so just throw that out. I do not want to waste any bit of this paste. Now this teal color is my absolute favorite. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start. And I totally forgot to explain, if anyone's new to chalk, this is a reusable silkscreen transfer. It does have a sticky back, and you can get about 8 to 12 uses out of it depending on how well you take care of it. And so it pairs perfectly with our Chalkology paste. So you just want to get a little bit of paste onto your squeegee, and then you're literally just going to pull your squeegee across the silkscreen material. And you'll notice I'm a project flipper, so I'm pasting away from that other area that I don't want to get any, did I say this color? Is it squeeze? Yes. Yes, squeeze. It's a beautiful deep orange color. And because this is going to take me just a little bit of time, I don't want my paste to dry in that silk screen. So I'm going to gently pull my transfer up. And with chalk suede and with glass, try not to pull your silk screen towards you like this. You want to pull it up toward the ceiling. That will lessen the chance of your transfer curling as you take it off. So I'm going to try to pull it up toward the ceiling, not back on itself, but up toward the ceiling. And I just want to release the silk screen from that paste. Look how pretty that is. Let me show you. Look at that. Perfect. So I'm just going to lay that back down, and then we'll skip on down to the yellow. This one's Bumblebee, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go across, I'm going to go side to side first. Make sure I get the tips of those letters, because I have a tendency to forget or miss the tips and toes of all of my letters. So I'm trying hard not to get into the next area. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. And then I may go back in and do the gray areas. And if you have to wiggle it a little bit sometimes, wiggle it back and forth, that kind of helps. Release the transfer as well. I think because we all love teal so much, I'm just going to do both, maybe. Or maybe we'll do orange again. I should add maybe a fourth color. Okay, if I were to add a fourth color, what color do you think I should add? I did pull out, this one's Dream Car, but it's also like Raspberry Sorbet. Yeah, I almost missed that T. I could use a blue. I could pull in that pink. Bonita says, beautiful day in both teal. That's what I was going to do. I just didn't know if it would be too much teal. But can you have too much teal? I don't think so. So we'll just go with it. It will emphasize. This one, squeegee, is not the best size for this because I'm having to swipe too many times, but it's what I have. I probably should have grabbed a larger squeegee. Bonita says, nonsense, you can't have too much teal. Okay, so I'm going to burnish those two areas first. And then we're going to pull from this direction. Again, pull toward the ceiling if you can, not toward yourself. And if you need to, you can kind of wiggle it back and forth. Kind of pull from the sides. Okay, so now I'm going to come in. I'm just going to put the lids on really fast. Help keep the air out of my paste. I need to take better care of my pastes. And then let's come in with some of this. This is my homemade storm. I think this one will work. So we'll do make the. And we'll turn it around. This is about the easiest way I know to do tight spaces. And then when I'm ready to even it out, I kind of angle my squeegee a little bit. If I were to go straight up and down, I would probably hit either the words up or above or below. But if I kind of angle it, I can kind of miss most of those words. Hopefully that made sense. So come back down here, do the same thing. Do the top half, turn it around and do the bottom half, kind of meet in the middle. Kind of angle my squeegee in there. Okay, and then I want to make sure that this part is burnished before I pull this portion up. And then we'll get this bottom part and we'll be done with this one. Okay. Okay, so let's get that pulled up. So cute. Get a good hold of it. So let's make the most of this beautiful day, Mr. Rogers. So it looks a little plain around the edges, but I think we'll add a tassel at the end and that'll kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. But I'm going to put it to the side and let it dry. I haven't shown you all how easy it is to wash these in a while. Don't mind my nappy looking wash tub, because it is nappy looking. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. I need to get another towel. So you just need a water source to clean these. So you could use a tub like this. You could use, you could take it directly to the sink, which is what I normally do. Or you can do like your kitchen sink or even your bathtub, or you can just spray it with some water and do it that way as well. But your best friend when washing transfers is a board eraser. So this was originally intended to clean your chalkboards, but it works great on the transfers. And the sooner you can get to cleaning your transfers before that paste completely dries, the better. And so have it face up, and I'm going from just one direction. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom portion. Benita says she loves it and gave some heart eyes. Thank you. Okay, so you'll notice on the let's and the most, there's still a little bit of orange and yellow paste in the screen. Don't panic. What you want to do is flip it over, and you're going to do the same thing gently on the back. And your board eraser is going to release the rest of that paste that's stuck in the silk screen, and it should come off. So you'll see, oops, there isn't any, all of the orange and the yellow is gone. Now there may be, depending on the colors that you use, there may be a little bit of staining on the teal part, which I'll hold it up here so you can see it. So there is a little bit of staining, so you can see where the yellow was on the teal portion, and you can see where the orange was. As long as your silk screen is clean, you're good to go. That teal part can be stained and it won't hurt anything. So let's put that away before I spill it all over everything. And then I think I especially with the older transfers, still like to run a disinfectant wipe down the back. Helps to release any of the lint that you might have pulled off from your fuzzing cloth, and it kind of also helps to wick away some of the water, and then it also helps to get rid of some of that paste, and believe it or not, brings back a little bit of your sticky. Easy peasy, just like Kim says. Super simple. And on the older ones, you can put your transfer right back down onto the backer sheet while it's still wet. The new ones, the lighter colored ones, there's something about those that if you put them on the backer sheet while they're still slightly damp, everything will warp. It won't hurt your transfer. It just doesn't lay very flat anymore. So you can also just leave them sticky side up to dry for about 15 or 20 minutes. If you want to use this again in kind of a short order, and you don't want to wait the full 15 or 20 minutes to let it dry, just stick it in the microfiber side of your fuzz cloth, and it will literally dry in a couple minutes. It dries really fast when you sandwich it in between the microfiber sides of your fuzz cloth. Okay, so this one is, once it's fully dry, is ready to store away. Just like that. Okie doke. So let's, while that other one is drying, let's bring out our second notebook. All this away. I don't need the chalk suede paper. Okay, so these are roughly now 4.5 by 6.5. So I think I need paper that is, or fabric that is I go 5 by 7, that should work. Okay, so I happen to find just a black 100% cotton remnant at Hobby Lobby. Oh, Kim says she's got to run. She'll catch the rest on replay. See you later, Kim. Thanks for hanging out. But you can use any fabric. You could use, if you have an old pair of jeans, those would work. You could either do the blue side or you could do the inside kind of lighter blue color. If you have any of the banners that Couture used to sell, you could use one of those. So I need roughly, I'm going to do it a little larger so I can tear all of the sides. So I'm just going to do 6. I think Walmart sells yardages of cotton fabric. Oops. So you could get some from Walmart. Or if you're, oh, my mouse hit and opened the window. Or if you're local, you can get a whole bunch from me. Okay, so let's do, I'm just going to put a little nick at 5. And then I've got a little bin of scrap fabric here, so I'll just stick that in there. And then I said 7. in with that one. And then I use those to make little tassels and floofy things. Okay, so just like that, we have our little piece for this. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use some of this red line, red line tape from Hobby Lobby. They also carry this in a fabric version, but I'm just going to use this because it's super sticky. So you could even just use fabric glue. You might even be able to get away with super glue. I'm gonna leave a little bit of edge just so it can fray a little more if it wants to. Oh, come on. Scissors got stuck. And let's use this little piece that I took off earlier. It'll be perfect right there. Okay, so let's keep taping. Just keep taping. Just keep taping. Everyone have a good Easter weekend. We had a pretty good week. Well, we didn't have the greatest of weekends. We've discovered that our house needs a little bit of maintenance in a rather quick manner, so it was kind of a bummer. I was supposed to go home to my mom and dad's house, so we didn't get to do that because we needed to kind of take care of a few things around here instead. But hopefully we'll get a chance to go up this next weekend. And we were still kind of reeling from having to put our dog down. That was sad, but he's not in pain or suffering, or so that's the silver lining. So I hope you all had a great weekend. Okay, last piece. Oops. That way. I'm just going to burnish these pieces down a little bit. It helps the backing paper, the red liner part to helps it to be easier to remove. Okay, so I'm just going to peel all this up, hopefully. Oops. It's not peeling up very easy. And it is super staticky, so that red stuff will stick to you. Can't get that off. Here we go. If you need help, grab your little detail tool that has the little pointy end. It's sticking to me. It wants to come up. Okay, so now let's get these inside pieces. So we need to get back to pasting. Oh, good golly. I feel like I'm all thumbs. Okay. One more. Whew. That's why it helps to burnish it, then it releases a little easier. Okay. Let's get that stuff back down. Okay, so let's bring our, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix my cameras. Jason says it would take him the entire video just to get the tape backs off. Well, pretty close. I'm gonna kind of eyeball it upside down, kind of see where I need to go. Okay, so I kind of need to, slightly crooked, but that's okay. Okay, so I kind of know where I need to go. I will say, if you're going to get some fabric, cotton is a little thinner than normal canvas. Yeah, that's super. It's a little crooked on the sides, but that's okay. I don't think anyone will ever notice, but I can kind of see, you might not be able to, but I can kind of see the tape lines. But I think once we get it chalked, it won't be as big of a deal. So let's get our transfer, and I'm going to write the word back on it because I didn't get that done on the other one. And that pen doesn't work. Let's find a pen that works. Because these are reusable, I need to mark that this is the back side so that when I'm done cleaning, I know that the transfer goes on this side, not this side. And because I'm using it on fabric, I'm not going to fuzz it because I want it to be as sticky as possible. So that I get the best adhesion that I can. Okay. So I think I'm going to pull in Couture Teal. And I think I might use Bumblebee. Let's get these out of here. And teal again. I need a fourth color. Let's go ahead and bring in Dream Car or Raspberry Sorbet. I think we'll do it that way. This one's a newer one. Some of that's dried on there. Okay, let's get that off. Okay, so let's get this one, and then we can get to making some Bible tassels, some book tassels. Get to the fun stuff. Okie doke. So I'm just going to use one color per letter, and you could use ink on this if you wanted to. I don't intend on washing this. Be mindful of your edges. just going to pull that portion up just a little bit. So let's do the M. A little bit more than that. I just love to do notebooks. Just go to Walmart, go to Marshall's. Even Dollar General has some. Well, it depends. Not all. We have. I think we have like 50 Dollar Generals. No, we have one. We have 4, and not all of them carry notebooks, but several of ours do, and they're very inexpensive, and they're fun to upcycle. But Marshall's is a good place to get some. Walmart. And with it being a dark fabric like black, depending on what colors you use, you may have to go over it more than once or put a lot of paste through the screen because it's going to absorb a lot of the color. Okay, so let's see. Fun. It's so 80s. Let's just pop the tops back on because we are done with these. I'll throw all my squeegees in my little dish over here. Jason says that's awesome. Bonita says, since you're using paste instead of ink, will you seal it? No, I probably won't seal it. I haven't in the past, like for instance, I did this notebook a long time ago, and like that little boo-boo's been there since I started. But I've had this in and out of my purse a bajillion times, and it hasn't come off. So I probably, and this I know was paste. So I'm not worried about it coming off. It kind of seeps, the paste kind of seeps in there a lot like the ink does. It's so fun. Okay, so let's put this to the side and let's clean the transfer, just because I like to show you how super duper easy peasy it is to clean those. So let's get our towel back out. And then let's just dunk that into the water. So I just need a water source. And I need a board eraser. This will make it very pretty. Let's try this one. So I just need to get my board eraser wet. That was not very pretty either. But you can use them until they literally start falling apart. Again, I'm on the front side of the transfer, washing off that paste. And this is a newer transfer, so it's probably going to stain a lot more on the teal portion. But you do notice there is still paste in the silk screen. So you want to flip it over to the back side and then gently run your board eraser over the back. And it'll help release the rest of that paste. There you go. And then I flip it over and I run disinfecting wipe across the back side just to release any lint that may have gotten on there from my fabric. It also helps release any more of the paste that may be on there. And because this one is a newer transfer, I want to make sure that it dries completely before I put it back on the backer sheet. So I'm just going to lay it over here, sticky side up, and it'll be dry in maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Okay. So let's make sure I don't have any water. So let's bring in, I'm pretty sure that's dry. So this one was just a simple quad ruled or graph ruled composition book from Walmart. It's the Pen+Gear brand. So I cut a piece of our 12 by 12 chalk suede down, and I covered the plastic cover with my chalk suede paper. So this is the back side of that plastic cover. So it was just like this one. And then we waxed it, and then I pasted on it. And then this one is just a piece of cotton that I ripped and then adhered it to the front side of the book, and then we pasted that as well. So now I'm going to make a bead tassel. So let's go ahead and make it for this one. So I think this yarn would be perfect. So it has the orange, it has the yellow, it has the teal, and I can add a little bit of yellow to it. I think that one will work. This one will go with that one. And then let's get, we're having string. I prefer some string. I also have baker's twine that I could get. Let's see what I got in my. I could try that. I also have that. Let's use that on that one, maybe. Maybe not. You could use jute. You could use this baker's twine. And then I also have these gumball beads that I got at Hob the Log. So let's see which ones. Okay, so now I just have to, I think, I'm going to use, I don't want to use that white. I think we'll just use this as the tie as well. So I'm going to cut trying to decide how big I want my tassel. So I'm just going to cut some pieces that are longer than I expected. So about 12 inches. So I'm just going to use my piece that I cut first. And I'm going to cut a bunch of this color. I don't know how many. And you can use ribbon. You could use yarn. You could use chunky yarn. So I'm going to cut through all those loops. You could mix and match. You could use lace. You could use fabric strips, which is always my preference, but I've got a ton of yarn. So let's, how many of those? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So then let's get this yellow out. We'll do the same thing. I'm all about the fabric strips these days, but I also need to use up this yarn. So there's 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm going to put those together. And then let's get some of this. Two, 3, 4, 5, 7, I think 8, I might have lost count, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. I had lost count. Okay, so let's cut those loops. Okay. So I'm gonna let, oops. I'm gonna kind of make sure these are all. I'm going to grab 2 of each. Probably would have been easier to put all 3 yarns together and then measured them off that way, and then they would have already been intertwined. So tell me what your favorite Easter candy is, and did you get any for Easter this year? My favorite Easter candy are the Reese's peanut butter eggs. I know some people swear by the Cadbury eggs, but those are almost too sweet. These are kind of mixed together. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to double this up, kind of roughly pretty good. So at least double my book with a little bit more hanging off. So then I'm just going to tie it roughly halfway. I'm tie it tight. Be careful on some of your yarns. Like this one is a cotton yarn, so it doesn't stretch, but some of your yarns are super stretchy. So just be careful when you're tying those. This one's going to be kind of a skinny tassel, but okay, I'm going to get another piece. I'm still trying to learn how to tie the gathering knot. So on a tassel, if you loop your yarn and put it down here, and you want to leave a pretty decent tail on the top. So there's my tail. So you put your loop there. So this will kind of create your, it'll create the bulb of the tassel without having a big knot. I've been watching some, I believe that, some macrame videos, and that's kind of how they do it. I keep wrapping. As if I lost my tail. And then you want to take the tail that you've wrapped and put it through that loop and kind of hang on to that tail, and then pull this tail, which I kind of got cattywampus, and then it makes your invisible knot. Oops. And then you cut this piece off, or you could probably, no, it looks. So then you cut it off near the top. And then you don't have a knot anywhere. Okay, so then we want to add some beads. I kind of like the gray ones. Jason says sweet tarts, but he didn't get any this year. We forgot to look. But we may still have some from past years because sometimes we go a little overboard. So these are called the confetti mix. I got them at Hobby Lobby. And you can get these half off when the bead design beads are half off. These are a yellow sticker, so you can't, they are that price all the time. So it comes with these little confetti beads. It comes with these white hexagon beads, gray, kind of a glossy yellow, a hexagon pink, a hexagon blue, and then I think those are, yeah, and then these at the confetti beads and some of these at the bottom are silicone beads, so they're not wooden. Now that I've gotten them all out, so let's put, I think I like the gray because we've used the gray. Maybe we'll do, I don't think that one's going to match. So we may do a white hexagon, but let's get some placement tape out, just a little bit. I like these Farnsey beads too. The only concern is that I need to kind of ream the holes out because they're not very big. I think we'll save these for this one. So we'll just use these two that I have. So I'm going to wrap a little bit of placement tape. Sorry, I'm kind of droning on around this edge to kind of make like a needle. I'm just going to kind of twist it around so it's kind of pointy. We'll put the gray bead, maybe add a little bit more, give myself more of a needle. Make the end of this a little more stiff. There. Okay. And now that I have a big bead mess, I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. I'm going to have to tie a knot. Okay, well, actually, I forgot. Back to your question, if Bonita, you're still on, you asked about sealing this. Because I didn't use ink, I used paste. I don't think I have to worry about sealing this, but you might want to seal this one with some clear spray. That way it's not, I don't think it'll be scratchable, but you don't want to go to all this work and then I should have tied that knot before I made my needle. You don't want to go through all that work and then have it scratched off. I'm just going to tie a knot where these beads end. I'll tie it a couple, like 3 times maybe. And then I'll keep those beads where they're supposed to be. And then I'm just going to figure out where I want the bead down here. So I kind of want that to flip around the edge. Probably like right. So I'm going to get another piece because I had to cut that other one off to make my knot. So let's add this piece. And then we got to figure out what color we want to use. Do we want to use another gray one? Or a white one? Or a totally different color? I guess we could use, it's not quite the same yellow. It'll work. It doesn't work. I could use 2 yellow ones down here maybe. Of course, I still need to tie a knot. Okay, so where, I think I'm going to tie my knot right there. So I'm going to tie another knot or 2. Just do it this way. How y'all doing out there? I just want to try to get my knots closer together. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so it's not that big of a deal. That blue was a different color. Let me try this white one. Kind of bugs me that these two aren't the same size, but I think I'll get over it. Jason says he's doing great. Okay, so we will just tie this off. Oh, it's totally coming off. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Gotta figure out how to keep my bead from coming off. Okay. There. I don't want it to come off. Oops. Oh, baby. Okay. Let's try to make our knot a little bigger. I'll have to play with that one a little bit. That's close. It's at least doable. Okay, so here is our book tassel. So you just want to place it where you left off. And so then the tassel hangs out here, and it also hangs out right at the bottom. So that's kind of why I didn't add anything else to the cover of the book, because I wanted that to be the star. And you can even these up a little bit. I probably need to get some better scissors. I need to rescue my gold pair. I've been missing them for a while. And then I will, Jason says that's adorable. I'll do this one off camera, and then I will take some pictures of it. But that is super cute. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Let me show you what it looks like from this angle. Make the most of every day. Super cute. Okay, doke. Let me go over just a few things. Oops. Did I see a comment pop up? Oops. I can't get my comments back. Oh, there we go. Jason says that's adorable, and Bonita says it is super cute. Okie doke. let's go over just a few things because it's April. We do have a new color of the month, and I can guarantee you this one will sell out fast. It is a shimmer lemon yellow. It's called Pucker. So customers can unlock the ability to order Pucker with a $75 order. Once you unlock the ability to purchase it as a customer, it will be $16 and you can order up to 3. I know designers can order up to 3. As a Perks member, you also can unlock it with a $75 order, but your price would be $11.20 per 3-ounce tub. And designers can unlock the ability to order it with a $45 order, and our price is $9.60. So get it while it's hot because it's not going to be around long. And you heard me mention Perks member. There is a Perks program. It's very similar to like Amazon Prime, or like if Starbucks has I don't know what Starbucks has, but think of it as Amazon Prime for Couture. So for $20 a month, you get $20 in product credits. You also get to shop at 30% off regular retail prices all of the time. You get access to exclusive promotions and specials, and then you also have the ability to order or to be a part of the Couture Design Studio. So it's a really great program. The other benefits in teal are my personal benefits. So if you are a Perks member, you can get 15% off purchases from my personal Couture product boutique that I have on hand at my house. You also can get 10% off of any registration fee for any Robin's Egg Blue Creations craft event. So if your wish list is way bigger than your wallet, like mine always has been, but you don't really want to sign up to be a designer, then this Perks membership is perfect for you. So if you have any questions about it, you can always put perk in the comments. Speaking of comments, let me go back real quick. Oops. Hey, Miss Ashley. The yellow is really pretty. It's a really shimmery yellow color, and Pucker would be perfect. I know I've said perfect a few times tonight with this month's Club Couture, which is this Bold Lemons transfer. So this is the Club Couture kit for the month. It is a monthly subscription kit that is shipped free to your door. It comes with an exclusive B-size transfer, 3 coordinating chalk, paste, or ink samples. This month it happens to be paste, and then an exclusive accessory. And this month's accessory is really cool. It is a 5.5 by 7 5/8 acrylic sign, and the acrylic sign will fit on the A-frame sign. It also comes with a piece of twine that you could use to hang it. But so you can chalk the lemons on one side, and then you chalk the kind of the design elements on the other side. And since it's see-through, you can see both elements. It's super cool. So if you have not joined Club Couture, but you have been thinking about it, this would be the perfect month to join Club Couture. And I believe that if you join Club Couture as a new member, you can also use that price in your $75 order to unlock Pucker. So Pucker would pair perfectly with this month's Club Couture. Let me see if there was anything else. And Transfer Palooza is going on. They said it was going to end on the 31st, but they have carried it over to today. No fooling. So you can still order 3 transfers, get 1 free through Transfer Palooza through the end of this evening. So that's super cool as well. I think that's about all I have. So we made this notebook with a book tassel. And because I've gone on too long, I will make the book tassel for this book off camera, and then I will post pictures. But both of these, this is just a composition book from Walmart. This is a journal from Walmart, and I upcycled them with chalk suede paper and fabric. Easy peasy, super cute. Can't wait to use this one in church on Sunday. Okie doke, that is all I have. I hope to be live again Wednesday. Again, we have some maintenance things that are going on. We have some maintenance issues in our house that popped up this weekend that we need to get taken care of. I can't guarantee that I'll be live Wednesday, but I will certainly try because there are some things I want to get done, and I just like hanging out with you. So with that, I'm going to hop off for the evening. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in my next crafty video. Thanks for watching.